Welcome to another deep dive on spirituality.
Oh, this is exciting.
You guys sent in some fascinating lectures by Kryon,
Oh, yeah.
and I'm so excited to unpack them with you.
I am too.
We're going to be exploring Kryon's ideas on discovering your own unique spirituality,
Right.
understanding that duality within,
Yes.
and navigating what he calls the system
Oh,
that
interesting.
governs our reality.
Oh, okay.
Buckle up,
Yeah.
because Kryon's perspective is definitely unique.
You know, he really emphasizes that these lectures are meant for people who
Mm-hmm.
feel a deep connection to spirituality
Yes.
and are seeking a bigger picture of
Yeah.
existence.
If that resonates with you,
Yes.
then let's dive in.
I'm ready.
Kryon doesn't waste any time.
No, he doesn't.
He jumps right in talking about how you, the listener,
Mm-hmm.
are what he calls an old soul,
Interesting.
meaning you've lived many lifetimes.
It's fascinating, isn't it?
Whoa.
Think about it. If you've lived many lives,
Many lives
imagine the wealth of experience and wisdom. Oh, wow.
that you carry within you.
Yeah.
Kryon suggests that instead of fearing this,
Okay.
we should see it as a source of strength and insight.
Okay.
It's like having this incredible library of knowledge within,
Yeah.
just waiting to be explored.
It's like instead of being a brand new soul fresh out of the box,
Mhm.
you've already got this incredible depth to you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Kryon also makes it clear
Okay.
that there's no one-size-fits-all approach to spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
It's about finding your own unique path,
Okay.
your own truth.
So ditch those rigid doctrines.
Yes.
And prepackaged spiritual boxes.
Yeah.
I like the sound of that.
Right. It's about personal exploration,
Okay.
about connecting with your own inner wisdom and intuition.
Okay.
To illustrate this,
Yeah.
Kryon uses a really powerful metaphor.
I love metaphors.
Imagine an ant
Okay.
trying to understand a giant painting of the face of God.
Okay, I'm picturing this tiny ant
Yeah.
on this massive canvas. The ant can only see these tiny bits of color at a time,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
It can never grasp the whole picture.
Wow.
Kryon says it's the same with us.
Okay.
Our 3D linear way of thinking
Yeah.
limits our understanding of the bigger spiritual picture.
That's a great analogy.
Right.
It's like we're trying to understand the ocean
Right.
by looking at a single drop of water.
Exactly.
Right.
We get so caught up in the details of our daily lives,
Yeah.
the ups and downs,
Mm-hmm.
that we often miss the grander perspective,
Yeah.
the interconnectedness of it all.
So how do we start to see beyond that limited perspective?
Well, Kryon suggests we start by understanding our own duality.
Okay.
He says that both light and darkness
Hmm.
reside within each of us.
Wait, so he's saying that good and evil aren't these
Yes.
separate external forces battling it out in the universe?
That's exactly what he's challenging.
Wow.
He believes they're energies,
Right.
like two sides of the same coin
Mm.
that exist within us all.
That's kind of a mind-blowing concept.
It is.
I've always been taught to see good and evil as these separate things fighting for dominance.
It's a common perspective,
Yeah.
but Kryon encourages us to see it differently.
Okay.
He says it's not about denying the darkness,
Right.
but about understanding and integrating it with the light.
Like accepting that we have both these aspects within us.
Yes. Okay.
And that the journey is about finding balance between them.
Gotcha.
He uses the example of yin and yang,
Mm-hmm.
those complementary forces in nature.
Right.
You can't have one without the other.
So it's less about conquering the darkness and more about understanding how it interacts with the light within us.
That's the idea.
Okay.
It's about taking responsibility for our own energy
Mm-hmm.
and consciously choosing which energy we want to cultivate.
But if we have both these energies within us,
Right.
how do we deal with the negative stuff? Like
Mhm.
when fear,
Yes.
worry,
Mhm.
or anger take over. Kryon says to view those as manifestations of your darker side.
Oh,
He emphasizes that we have the power
okay.
to recognize those feelings and prevent them from controlling us.
So it's not about pretending those feelings don't exist,
Right.
but about learning to manage them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He says it's about creating a system
Well,
for
right.
balancing those energies within ourselves.
It's a lot to process,
It is.
but it feels really empowering.
It is.
Like we have more control than we realize.
We do.
Yeah.
And this leads us to Kryon's fascinating
Okay.
but somewhat complex idea of the system.
Ooh.
Are you ready for that?
Oh, I'm definitely intrigued.
Oh.
Bring on the system.
All right. So Kryon describes this system as a space where every potential outcome already exists.
Whoa. Like a giant cosmic library?
Yeah.
With every possible version of our lives written out?
That's a great way to visualize it.
Wow.
He says it's beyond our normal understanding of time and space, which can make it pretty hard to grasp with our linear minds.
It definitely stretches the imagination. But I'm all about expanding my perspective.
Good.
Does Kryon offer any guidance
He does.
on how we can work with this system,
Yes.
even if we can't fully comprehend it?
He does. He introduces these 6 postulates.
Okay.
He's very clear that they aren't rules, but more like helpful hints for navigating this mind-boggling system.
Okay, lay those hints on me.
Okay.
I'm ready to take notes.
The first one is make no assumptions.
Okay.
Kryon says we need to be open to unexpected outcomes and guidance. Don't limit your possibilities by thinking you already know how things will unfold.
So ditch those rigid expectations and embrace the mystery.
Exactly.
I like it.
The second postulate is see yourself as part of the chaos.
Okay.
This one emphasizes our interconnectedness with everything around us.
Okay, so instead of feeling like a tiny speck lost in a chaotic universe, we should embrace our role in the grand tapestry of existence.
You got it.
All right. The third postulate is don't be afraid to step into it.
Okay.
Kryon urges us to take action, even when we don't have all the answers.
It's like that saying, leap and the net will appear.
Yes.
Kryon's saying we have to trust the system to support us, even if we don't fully understand it.
He's all about that trust.
I love that.
The fourth postulate builds on that idea.
Okay.
It's trust and follow your first instinct.
Okay.
Kryon emphasizes that our intuition is our most reliable guide.
Our gut feeling often knows what's up, even if our logical mind hasn't caught up yet.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The fifth postulate is a call to action. Get up and go.
Right.
He says we shouldn't just sit around passively waiting for answers.
Right.
We need to actively seek opportunities and move towards what we want.
I love that energy.
Yes.
It's about being proactive in our lives.
Yes. And taking ownership of our destiny.
Yes.
Right.
And the final postulate ties everything together beautifully.
Okay, let's hear it.
It's expect synchronicity.
Okay.
Kryon encourages us to be open to those meaningful coincidences, those unexpected connections that seem to appear out of thin air.
I've definitely experienced those moments where the universe seems to be dropping clues right in my path.
Kryon says those aren't accidents.
Right.
They're the system working its magic.
That's amazing.
He actually uses some real-life scenarios to illustrate how these postulates play out in everyday situations.
Ooh, story time.
Yes.
I'm all ears.
One story involves a supervisor who was faced with having to lay off an employee.
That's a tough situation.
It is.
I can't imagine having to deliver that news.
This supervisor was a really kind-hearted guy and was really dreading it. He prayed for guidance on how to handle it with compassion and sensitivity.
He was looking for that divine intervention, some clear sign on how to proceed.
Exactly.
Okay.
But days went by and he felt like his prayers were going unanswered.
That's frustrating.
It is.
Did he end up just having to muddle through on his own?
Not at all.
Okay.
This is where the synchronicity kicks in.
Right.
On the day of the meeting, the employee walked in and announced he'd found a new job and was quitting.
No way.
Yes.
The situation resolved itself.
It did.
Without the supervisor having to make that difficult decision.
Isn't that incredible?
It is.
Kryon uses this story to highlight the importance of trusting the system, even when we don't understand the timing or how things are going to unfold.
It's a great reminder to surrender to the flow and trust that things are working out, even behind the scenes.
Another story Kryon shares is about a man who was trying to co-create a car.
Okay.
He really needed a new car, but couldn't afford one.
I think we've all been there at some point. Car troubles are the worst.
This man was praying for a solution, for some way to manifest a car into his life.
He was putting it out there to the universe.
Yes.
Hoping for a miracle.
Exactly.
Okay.
And while a brand new car didn't magically appear in his driveway, the system did its thing.
Okay.
A friend offered him a ride to work.
He embraced the opportunity.
Yes, he did.
Even though it wasn't exactly what he was looking for,
Right.
he made no assumptions.
That's right.
Good for him.
And during that car ride, he struck up a conversation with the driver, who happened to mention that he was selling his car.
What are the chances? Talk about being in the right place at the right time.
The man ended up buying the car.
Wow.
Which was perfect for him.
That's amazing.
It's a perfect example of how unexpected opportunities can arise when we align ourselves with the system and are open to receiving.
These stories are so inspiring. They really demonstrate how the system works in mysterious ways.
It does.
What about finding our life path?
Yes.
I think that's something a lot of us struggle with.
It is a common question.
Yeah.
And Kryon's take on it is really interesting.
I'm all ears.
He says that the traditional idea of a single predefined life path is a very limited 3D way of looking at things.
Like we're all supposed to be following these set-in-stone blueprints.
Exactly.
Okay.
Kryon suggests that instead of obsessing over finding that one thing we're meant to do, we should focus on following our passions and embracing the ever-changing flow of synchronicity.
So it's less about having a rigid plan and more about enjoying the journey and being open to the twists and turns along the way.
That's a great way to put it.
I like that.
He believes the path itself is constantly evolving, and it's more about aligning with the system and following our intuition than forcing ourselves into a predetermined box.
That takes a lot of pressure off.
It does.
It's such a relief to know that I don't have to have it all figured out.
Kryon even suggests that we're often already on our path, even if we don't recognize it. He gives the example of someone who feels called to be a healer, but keeps encountering obstacles.
They're probably thinking, if this is my path, why is it so hard?
Kryon says that maybe their path isn't about becoming a traditional healer in the way they imagine. Maybe it's about holding the light in a challenging environment, about being a beacon of hope where it's needed most.
That's a really powerful perspective shift.
It is.
It's not about the label or achieving a specific outcome. It's about the energy we bring to our experiences.
Exactly. It's about the impact we have on the world around us, even in the smallest interactions.
This is making me rethink everything.
Good.
It's like Kryon is giving us permission to let go of those rigid expectations and embrace the unknown.
That's the beauty of Kryon's teachings. They challenge us to expand our thinking and step into a more empowered way of being.
I'm feeling a real shift in my energy just listening to all of this.
I know, me too.
So what about the whole concept of finding a life partner? Does Kryon offer any guidance on that front?
He does, and his insights are fascinating. He explains that through the system, we are often drawn to people whose energies match our own desires and needs.
So our ideal partner isn't just a random preference, but a reflection of these deeper energetic connections within the system.
That's exactly what Kryon suggests.
Right.
He tells a story about a woman named Mary who had a very specific vision of her ideal partner. She had it all pictured in her mind.
She knew exactly what she was looking for.
Yes.
Down to the finest detail.
Down to the bushy eyebrows and beard.
Wow, she had a type.
But then a man who didn't fit that description at all asked her to a dance.
Did she turn him down flat?
No, she felt this nudge, this intuitive feeling to step outside her comfort zone and say yes.
She trusted her gut?
Yes.
And embraced the unexpected invitation.
And guess what? At the dance, she met the man's brother.
No way.
Who looked exactly like the partner she'd envisioned.
Wow.
Except for the eye color.
So she got everything on her list.
Yes.
Except for the eyes.
Yes.
That's incredible.
It's such a great example of how we need to embrace synchronicity. And be open to unexpected connections. We might think we know exactly what we want. But the universe often has a bigger picture in mind.
It's like saying, okay, universe, I trust you. Lead the way.
Exactly. I love that. And this brings us to another important point Kryon makes about relationships. He emphasizes the importance of co-creation.
So it's not about finding someone who completes us. But about two whole individuals coming together. To create something beautiful and meaningful.
That's it. It's about mutual respect, shared values, and a willingness to grow together.
It's like a partnership where both people are committed to supporting each other's growth and evolution.
Kryon also talks about the role of spiritual love in relationships. He believes that when two people are connected on a soul level, their relationship can become a powerful catalyst for transformation and healing.
It's like their love amplifies their individual strength.
Yes.
And helps them overcome their weaknesses.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
I like that.
And this idea of love and healing is a perfect segue into another important topic. Kryon addresses the power of healing.
This is something I'm really curious to hear about.
Yes.
I think a lot of people are seeking healing on different levels.
I agree.
Yeah.
And Kryon's perspective on healing is incredibly empowering.
So what does Kryon have to say about healing?
Okay.
Does he believe in miracles?
He does, but not in the way you might think.
Okay.
Kryon reminds us that true healing isn't about begging some external force for a miracle.
Right.
It's about tapping into the divine power that already exists within each of us.
So we already have the capacity for healing.
Yes.
It's just a matter of accessing it.
That's exactly what he suggests.
Wow.
He says we often limit ourselves by believing that healing comes from outside.
Right.
That we need someone or something to fix us.
It's like we give our power away.
Yes.
Thinking we're at the mercy of doctors or fate.
Right.
Yeah.
Kryon challenges us to shift our perspective and recognize that we are co-creators of our reality, including our health and well-being.
Right.
He reminds us that we're part of that incredible system we were talking about earlier.
So it's not just about healing our physical bodies. Yeah. It's about aligning our energy with that system, tapping into its power.
Precisely.
Okay.
He believes that through focused intention, we can activate the healing energies within ourselves and even prevent illness before it manifests.
That's a powerful idea.
It is.
It's like we have this internal pharmacy that we're often unaware of.
It is powerful, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it puts us back in the driver's seat.
Right.
It's about being proactive with our health, not just reacting when things go wrong. It's about taking responsibility for our well-being.
This definitely aligns with what we were discussing earlier about stepping into the system and taking an active role in shaping our lives. It sounds like Kryon believes that same principle applies to our health.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's all connected.
Right.
And you know what else Kryon sees as a major block to healing?
What's that?
Fear.
Well, fear is definitely a powerful force.
It is.
It can make us feel helpless and stuck.
He says fear keeps us locked in negative thought patterns and prevents us from accessing our full potential, including our innate healing abilities.
So how do we break free from fear's grip?
Kryon urges us to replace fear with love and trust.
Okay.
He reminds us that we are always surrounded by divine support, even when we can't see it or feel it.
So it's about shifting our focus from what we're afraid of to the love and support that's always there, even if it's hidden beneath the surface.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
Yeah.
He also talks about the role of light in healing.
Okay.
He says darkness by its very nature cannot exist where there is light.
That's a profound metaphor.
It is.
It's like saying that by shining our inner light, we can dispel the darkness of illness and negativity.
Exactly.
Okay.
And he encourages us to be like lighthouses.
Oh, I like that.
Radiating that healing energy outward, not just for ourselves, but for the world around us.
This entire deep dive has been mind-blowing.
I know.
Kryo's teachings are so unique and thought-provoking.
They are.
He really paints a different picture of spirituality and our place in the universe.
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He encourages us to think outside of our limited 3D perceptions and embrace the vastness of that system.
Yeah.
Trusting our intuition and co-creating a reality filled with love, abundance, and limitless possibilities.
I feel like he's given us a whole new set of tools to navigate life's challenges.
He has.
And tap into our true potential.
We have a lot to work with now.
We do.
It's exciting.
So where do we go from here? What can we do to keep exploring these ideas and integrate them into our lives?
Kryon suggests we pay attention to our intuition.
Okay.
Those inner nudges that often guide us in the right direction.
Yes.
He also encourages experimenting with things like kinesiology or numerology.
Right.
And most importantly, he says, never stop asking for guidance.
Okay.
The universe is always responding, offering synchronicities and insights along the way.
That's a great reminder. We're not alone on this journey.
No, we're not.
We have our intuition.
Yes.
The support of the universe.
Yes.
And this incredible system guiding us every step of the way.
Exactly.
Right.
And you know what else Kryon emphasizes?
What's that?
The importance of community.
Oh, yeah.
We're not meant to do this alone.
Right.
We have each other.
That's so true.
It is.
It's about sharing our experiences, supporting each other, and celebrating our collective journey of growth and expansion.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, this has been an incredible deep dive.
It has.
Thank you for joining me on this exploration of Kryon's teachings.
Thank you for having me.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling inspired.
Me too.
And ready to embrace all the possibilities that lie ahead.
Yes.
To all of you listening out there.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing your spiritual curiosity with us.
Yes, thank you.
Keep exploring.
Keep exploring.
Keep questioning.
Keep questioning.
And keep shining your light bright.
Yes.